2018년 5월 29일 Ant-Man by Marvel Studio. Back at the hotel, in the bathroom, after he'd washed his face and gotten over his disappointment, Scott looked at the suit and helmet. There was a belt and some other weird gear with it, and a little vial of lead fluid in the belt. Why would you lock this up? He wondered out loud. So weird. He decided to try them on. Why not? They must be wearable, or they wouldn't have been in the safe. There was a rule of human nature. Nobody puts things in safe unless they were wearable. Once he got the suit and helmet off, he looked around. Things didn't seem much different. The helmet did all kinds of restrict his peripheral vision, but other than that, it was just like wearing a fancy cycling suit with a weird belt and gloves that had lead buttons on them at the base of each index finger, right where it would be easy to push them with your thumb. He'd hear the front door slam, and Louis called, "Scotty, watch out, man!" Scott didn't want Louis to see him in this suit. He jumped into the bathtub and put the shower curtain closed. "I wonder," he said to himself. "Look at the button. What is it?" He pressed one, nothing happened. He pressed another one, a lot happened. Suddenly, Scott was falling through space, a giant open space with a vast white floor below. After falling for a long time, he hit the floor hard. When he got his foot, he looked around, wondering where he was, and then he figured it out. He was still in the bathtub, only the shower drain plug was the size of a boxing ring. The washcloths lying on the other side of the tub was the side of basketball court. No, that was wrong. They weren't bigger. He was smaller. The world sure seemed different from down here, doesn't it, Scott? A voice said in his ear. What? Who said that? Far above him, Scott saw Louis come into the bathtub and pull the shower curtain inside. "Louis!" he shouted. "Louis, I'm here!" Louis didn't hear him. He bent toward the faucet. "It's trial by fire, Scott." The voice in the helmet said, or in that case, water. The water from the faucet was flash flood, sweeping scoop and flinging him straight to the other side of the tub. He lowered the crest of the water up and into the air, then tumbled over the edge of the tub and smacked down onto the tile floor, which cracked at the impact. "I guess you're tougher than you thought," the voice commented. Scott had other things on his mind, namely Louis undressing. "Oh, I don't want to see them," he said, and dodged Louis' clothes as they fell to the floor. But he wasn't looking where he was going, and he fell through a crack in the floor, then punched straight through the next floor, which slowed him down enough that when he landed on a turntable, the party room downstairs, he didn't even break the record. He spun around screaming. The groove in a vinyl record were big enough for him to hold on to. No, he was small enough to hold on to them. But the needle hit him and knocked him onto the floor. The bass from the music practically bounced him around, and Scott ran through the party, dodging feet the size of a battleship. He screaming against as the one-off tapped them on him, but he wasn't hurt. Amazed, he kept running. He tripped on the edge of the heating garage and fell down through the duct. When he came out, he landed on a log just in time to be vacuumed up with a bunch of dust. The vacuum shot him up into its back so fast that he punched through the top of it. He landed through a crack on the wall, thinking maybe he'd be safe for a minute. And there was a mouse-sized Brontosaurus. It shooted him and lugged. Scott landed and jumped ahead of it into a loaded mousetrap. He waved spanned the trap and he was catapulted through the hotel wall and out over the street. He landed on a car below, and even though he was still the size of BB, impact of his body left a difference in the roof. A moment later, he felt a surge, and all of a sudden the wood shrank back into place. No, he grew back in his regular size. Panting and terrified, he lay there, spread-edged on the roof of the car, trying to figure out what had just happened to him. Not bad for a test drive, the boys in the helmet said. Scott slapped at it and Mark popped up. Lane fell in his pace. Keep the chute, I'll be in touch. No, he panted. No, thank you. Nothing in the world would convince him to keep the chute if it meant he might go through it again. Scott did the only thing he could think of. He broke into the house again and put the chute back that same night. Then, when he vaulted back over the wall and landed on the street, ready to go home, bright flash everywhere, and Scott was immediately surrounded by police. You're under arrest, one of them shouted, gun drawn. No, I didn't steal anything, Scott said. I was returning something I stole. Oops, he thought. That was the wrong thing to say. Sitting in the jail later, Scott looked up to see Paxton on the other side of the bar. Do you know, you almost had us convinced you were going to change your way. They were really looking for you. This is going to break their heart. He looked at Scott, he wished he could disappear. Well, no, he just don't, and it was terrifying. Another cop came up to the bar. You have a visitor. Who? Your lawyer. My lawyer? Scott hadn't called a lawyer. A cop led on him into a room where the older guy with a neat goatee and wearing $5,000 suit sat at the table. I told you I'd be in touch, Scotty, he said, and Scott recognized the voice. This was the guy who had talked to him inside the helmet. I'm starting to think that you prefer the inside of jail cell. Sit down. Scott did. Sir, he said, I'm sorry I stole the chute. I don't even want to know why you have it. Maggie was right about you, the man said. Scott shut up. How did he know about Maggie? The way she's trying to keep you away from Cassie, he went on. The moment things get hard, you turn right back into crime. The way I see it, you have a choice. You can neither spend your rest of your life in prison or go back to your cell and await further introduction. I don't understand, Scott says. He never say anything truer. I don't expect you to. The shoot's owner says, but you don't have many options right now. Quite frankly, neither do I. Now, why do you think that I let you steal the ship in the first place? What? He'd been set up? How? And more important, why? All of a sudden, Scott was wishing he was back at the ice cream shop. Second chance don't come around all that much. So next time you think you might see on, I suggest you take a real close look at it. Shoot's owner got up and left. Scott didn't see the entire clearing around from the land of the surveilling camera. 저는 호텔로 들어갔는데 그 슈트를 딱 너무 너무 아쉬웠는데 이런 쓸데없는 슈트가 뭐 있을까 하면서 딱 입어보고 버튼 근데 딱 입어봤는데 그냥 무슨 안테나 같은 게 여기 있고 그냥 딴 게 없길래 이상하다 했는데 루이스가 딱 들어가서 이런 꼴사나운 슈트를 입은 거를 보여주긴 창피하니까 하면서 안 들어가서 목욕한 이렇게 딱 샤워하고 커튼을 닫고 기다리는데 버튼 하나 누르는데 정말 아무것도 안 일어났고 다른 거 눌렀더니 아주 많은 것이 일어났는데 갑자기 뭔가 어딘가로 후 떨어진 느낌 들더니 모든 게 물건이 다 커 보였는데 알아챘어요. 자기가 작아진 거라는 거. 그리고 다양한 어드벤처를 겪으면서 막 어디 청소기도 들려보고 쥐랑도 싸워보고 하는데 딱 거기서 계속 목소리가 나면서 스컷 괜찮아? 첫 번째 라이드 치고는 괜찮았어 하면서 하고 그래서 한색에서 이건 더 돌려줘야겠다 이런 미친 슈트인데 진짜 다시 안 입어하면서 갔는데 거기에 딱 경찰에 포위돼가지고 감옥 갔는데 팩스턴 그 남편이 막 하면서 맥이랑 캐시가 진짜 너한테 실망했다고 이렇게 얘기하고 누가 너 방문자가 왔다라고 했는데 나 방문자 누구지 하면서 딱 갔는데 어떤 남자가 얘기했는데 그 남자의 목소리를 딱 들으니까 그 헬멧의 오너구나. 그 헬멧에서 나왔던 목소리여서 그래서 내가 마지막에 그랬는데 내가 너 찾아간다 했는데 진짜 찾아간 거예요. 스콧을 그 슈트를 훔쳐서 죄송하지만 그 슈트가 왜 있는지도 모르고 가지고 싶지도 않습니다. 그래서 매기는 너한테 정말 너를 정말 잘 알고 있었어. 어떻게 매기를 알아요? 했는데 the way she's trying to keep you away from Cassie, 캐시를 좀 너한테 떼어놓으려 했던 거. 너는 상황이 힘들어지면 뭔가를 훔치려고 해. 자, 너는 두 번째 선택지 했어? 그냥 감옥에서 평생 썩 건가? 아니면은 감옥에 너 방으로 들어가서 계속 앉아서 기다리고 있어. 근데 못 알아듣겠어 하니까 알아들어본 거 아니야? 너 훔친 것도 내가 다 계획한 거야. 그러니까 네? 뭐라고 훔친 거를 계획한 거라고 하면서 아무튼 그냥 가 하면서 끝나서 막 방으로 가 있어 했는데 방으로 갔는데 개미들이 카메라를 막고 있다가 슉 하고 흩어진 거를 못 봤다고 나와 있습니다.